Hi everyone, thank you for participating in today's seminar. Today's topic is 本格焼酎園青森 and similar to the last session, our ambassador Xavier Treaser will explain how the 焼酎園青森 is and how is 本格焼酎園青森 are so attractive. 日本の皆さん、今日もご参加ありがとうございます。今日も酒室のアンバサダーグザビエチューザーによる、本格焼酎と青森のセミナーを行います。質問はいつでも Q&A もしくはチャットを使って、ご質問ください。
Hello everybody, and it's a pleasure to see you today. We changed a bit the thematic today because we leave Japanese sake to stay in Japan, of course, and try to learn and to understand what is Onkaku Shochu and Awamori. This is a long story, a great story, and it's a pleasure for me to share all my experience because I visited the Kyushu Island many times to visit all the producer, and more and more I see the complicity with European and French cuisine and French restaurants. So we will explain that today. Welcome. To start here, a summary, quick, fast. The shochu. What is the shochu? Who are, as I said, history, the process, the GI of shochu, very important, and how to present and sell shochu in Europe, and after, of course, the work of the sommelier. Shochu. What is shochu? So it's a Japanese distilled spirit made from natural ingredients such as the barley. You see the mugi in Japanese, the sweet potato, imo, buckwheat, the soba, the famous soba, rice, kome, and many different things, but this is the main pillar. We have also the brown sugar possible. The shochu contains 25 to 45 ABV, much lower than the other distilled spirits, because in fact, we can have a spirit at 25 degrees. It's possible. That's why shochu is a bit different compared to the other distilled spirits, more enjoyable. And shochu is very versatile. It can be enjoyed as aperitif, cocktail, or with a meal. We have different possibility to create a fantastic sensation with shochu and cuisine, of course. And for me, something important, what is not shochu, what is not. It's not a Japanese vodka because I read or I hear many times shochu is a Japanese vodka. It's not real. It's really much different than that vodka, so be careful. It's not a soju. Most soju multiple distillate. Some is made with rice, but the majority use starch substitutes such as potato or tapioca to keep costs down. So soju is absolutely not a shochu. Be careful to confusion. And of course, shochu is not nihonshu because nihonshu it's a fermented beverage. All of you know that, but for all the public, I think it's important to be clear to make the difference between Japanese sake and shochu. We have shochu, but we have also awamori. What is awamori? It's made with indica rice and black koji rice. The rice used is typically a Thai long grain rice, and we have also the shitsugi. It's a awamori stored in a clay pot, like here you can see it's a beautiful clay pot, and continuously replenished with a younger vintage. It's like a Solera in Spain. And of course, and it's very important, it's only one single fermentation at opposed to shochu. We have two fermentation, but we can see that after in the process. The etymology, of onkaku shochu. Onkaku means authentic, and shochu means in Japanese burn alcohol. Authentic burn alcohol. This is the origin of the term onkaku shochu. A bit of history, of course, and the origin of the shochu date back to the Eiroku period, so the 16th century approximately, when the distillation technique from the east arrived in Japan, and in the main south island of Japan. The technical start by the south to grow in Japan, but we can see now this method of distillation stay in the south. And the area of Kagoshima in Kyushu is where people started distilling sweet potato to prepare shochu for the first time. So Kagoshima, this is the oldest place where we distill sweet potato. Then we have the other regions became famous, like Oita, known for its shochu made from wheat. Kumamoto region, known for the rice shochu again. And during the Edo period, the producing technique have traveled all around the archipelago, and they have been improved constantly, especially during the Meiji period. We have here a fast period for the shochu, and the production of shochu then spread throughout Japan. Still now, shochu is very popular. I can say maybe much popular than Japanese sake. So it's very important to see that, to understand that. Shochu versus sake. Shochu is distilled, made from rice, but barley, sweet potato, buckwheat, and the ABV 24 to 30 in the great majority. When sake is fermented, made only by rice, and ABV between 15 and 17. The shochu, so the onkaku shochu, onkaku means traditional, authentic, and genuine. This term of genuine was added in 1971. Onkaku shochu is similar to how shochu was made back at the start 16th century. So onkaku shochu respects the tradition, respects the authenticity of shochu making. So it's very important. And it has to be distilled in a pot still. Has to be made using koji, exclusive, and a wide range of ingredients can be used. We have the onkaku shochu that we see before, the authentic shochu, but we have also the korui shochu. It's important to understand the difference between two of us. There are in fact two classifications of shochu in Japan. Of course, the first one, the onkaku shochu, it's a single distillation shochu, and the other is a koryu shochu. It's a consecutive distillation shochu. So keeping in mind, we have these two ways of shochu, two possibilities, two classifications. They are categorized by Japanese taxation law based on ingredients and manufacturing method. The word onkaku is translated as traditional, authentic, and genuine, as we saw. But onkaku shochu, it's a bit more difficult to produce because we have more restriction on the ingredients, and it has to be made by a single distillation, so which allows onkaku shochu to retain the rich flavors of and aromas of the main ingredients. This is the thing I love in onkaku shochu, that in the distillation we find the aromas and in mouth the flavors of the main ingredients of the start. For me, it's very important to feel sweet potato, to feel barley, to feel the rice. if we can propose that to the guests, it's very interesting to learn and to sell after, more easier. At the opposite, Koryu Shochu is made by the consecutive distillation, which creates a clear taste with no aroma sweet for the used cocktail mixer. So it's more natural flavors, and that's why the cocktail mixer loves that, because it's a bit more natural. The ingredient has varied, like molasses, alcohol, and grains, all the family of grains. Even through both Onkaku Shochu and Koryu Shochu are both called shochu. They have different qualities and characters. So be careful when we buy a shochu. It's important to know if it's a Onkaku Shochu with the authentic method, authentic flavors of the main ingredients, or it's a Koryu Shochu made with different ingredients, with less aromatic, less flavors, but clear taste. Important to know that. Probably here the thing you love. This is the making process of shochu. First of all, when we make shochu, we're making the rice koji. So we're washing and soaking the rice, easy, like for the sake. We steam the rice and cooling the rice. It's easy also. And after, we're cultivating the koji. And the koji, this is a bit different. And this is a great difference between sake, Japanese sake and shochu. We have three kind of koji for the shochu. The shiro koji, the white koji, this is a mutation of the black koji. We have here a mild aroma, things similar to the ginjo sake aromas. So like fennel, anise, or the freshness here. But this koji has a very strong enzyme power, very interesting. Aroma of plump, of sweet, mild, and sharp taste here with the shiro koji, white koji. At the opposite, the kuro koji is very strong and it's used to add decomposition. It makes taste slightly sweet, rich, and strong taste of sake. The aromori use the kuro koji, the black koji. Sweet potato also is often made with the kuro koji. We have a strong and impressive aromas in mouth, rich flavor, strong, but for intense body. So another style, shiro koji, dry and pure, kuro koji, intense and full structure in mouth. And after, of course, the ki koji, the yellow koji, very delicate, very sensitive, and its temperature is very difficult to control. It's a taste of shochu, very fruity and elegant. So intense in fruit, but in mouth it's fruity, light, smooth, light. Sorry. So I can say something clear for you: shiro koji freshness, kuro koji, black koji, intense flavors, and maybe we can say ki koji, so the yellow koji, the balance between the two others. Very interesting. Making moromi. This is an important part here for the shochu making. First of all, we have the preliminary preparation. So at this stage, the rice koji from step 1 is mixed with yeast and water. In this fermentation process, yeast break down glucose, so make alcohol, and that makes is made by the koji into alcohol and CO2. This process takes approximately 6 to 8 days, and the shochu mash in this step is called the preliminary shochu. So this is here, in fact. Okay, the first rice koji, yeast, and water. We make a sake, Japanese sake, in fact. After we mix with the ingredients, with sweet potato or with barley or with the main ingredients, and after we have the secondary moromi. just so we saw here we had the mixed here of sweet potato, but sweet potato get harvested and transformed to the distillery. All of our Onkaku Imo shochu, Imo means sweet potato, included both Shiranami and Kuro Shiranami, use only top quality of Satsuma Imo, sweet potato, grows only in south of Kagoshima. Then at the distillery, skilled workers check each Satsuma Imo carefully, so sweet potato, and trim it by hand. Everything is by hand. We only use the best part of Satsuma Imo for our shochu, for the shochu. Sweet potato then washed, steamed, and allowed to cool down. We cook, in fact, the sweet potato, and after we cool down, is it then crushed and mixed with the preliminary moromi. The shochu mash of the secondary preparation is called the secondary moromi. So, steam Satsuma Imo. Satsuma Imo with potato, crush. We add to the preliminary moromi, so only rice, koji, and water. Here, we mix both rice, koji, and water and the sweet potato to have the secondary moromi. So it's in fact this moromi here, the secondary, it's a Japanese sake with sweet potato inside, in fact. And we make a second fermentation, so to transform sugar in alcohol, sugar of sweet potato also, and koji continue to transform starch in sugar. And after about 8-10 days of secondary fermentation process, so with sake and moromi of sake and sweet potato, the second moromi is transferred to pot stills for distillation. So after that, at the end of fermentation, it will be distilled. At this stage, the moromi's alcohol contains 15% of alcohol. So here, the secondary moromi, 15 degrees of alcohol. Very similar to the Japanese sake, the Nihonshu we know. But it's a Nihonshu with flavors of sweet potato. After we go to the distillation, and we have different possibilities, of course, of distillation. We have two kinds of distillation machine. One used for the single distillation, so the Onkaku shochu, and the other one intended for the consecutive distillation. Single distillation is very traditional method, and it's used making for Otsurui shochu, which is well known as real thing shochu, Onkaku shochu, one distillation called Otsurui. And shochu made with raw material is recognized as Otsurui, which means the product has to be made with a single distilling method. I think it's clear for you. At the opposite, the consecutive distilling method removes any components without alcohol and results in a product with high degrees of purity. The kind of shochu is called korui shochu, and is very close to being both tasteless and odorless. We have pureness with korui, but we don't have flavors, we don't have intensity of flavors like Onkaku shochu. The single distilling method, which usually is used for Otsurui shochu, can involve two different methods: the normal pressed distillation and the decompression distillation. It's very important. Be careful now because it's very important. A normal press distillation is a distillation method. It works in the same way as boiling water, so 100 degrees. The moromi, which is fermented with koji, water, yeast, and raw material, is boiled up to 194 Fahrenheit, so close to 200 degrees. 100 degrees, so like water, by steam. much of the liquid within the moromi vaporize as a result. So we have the distillation method. That vapor is made up of several components, including water, alcohol, organic acid, amino acid, and vitamins. There are more than 100 kinds of amino acid and vitamins. And after, the distillation method creates a thick, rich taste, strong flavors, and an enjoyable aromas from the ingredients. This is in fact the same way of cognac distillation, one distillation method. The other one, it's a decompression distillation, very modern method. This method is used as a way to drop the boiling. The boiling point is 100 degrees, we know that, and moromi can boil at 90 degrees. But if the atmospheric pressure is reduced and creating a vacuum in a distillation machine, the boiling point will be reduced and moromi can be boiled at 50 degrees. So not so hot, in fact, but with a vacuum, you have oxygen, so we have the boiling, l'ébullition at 50 degrees. That's why we have less alcohol in shochu, in fact. Shochu made by decompression distillation is made clean and light, since it was distilled at low temperature, of course. So a boil point at 50 degrees made sake very clean and delicate. That's why we have a shochu at 25 degrees ABV. All long time ago, shochu was well known as a strong alcoholic beverage, usually made for normal pressure distillation, like a cognac. And not all people like shochu because too high in alcohol. But with this method of decompression and boiling at 50%, we have shochu with less alcohol, and we have shochu who now as an easy drink beverage with this 25 degrees. Especially for women who start to love shochu and the manage resulting for decompression distillation. This method is commonly used for shochu made with kome, so with the rice, mugi, and soba. We don't have a decompression distillation with a sweet potato, but it's very famous for rice, mugi, and soba. And of course, at the beginning of distillation, the first drip of alcohol level is as high as 60% of alcohol. 60% of alcohol. As the distillation goes on, the drips alcohol goes down. Level goes down, of course, more and more. At the end, the distillation process, the unprocessed shochu, has an average about 37 degrees alcohol content. So we start at 60 on the first part of distillation, so la tête, we can say the head of distillation, and the last part, it's a 37 alcohol content, so a big difference between the start and the finish of distillation. After, of course, this is the time when we have the spirit distilled, the storage and aging. But it's very difficult, and we have a stable quality shochu as usually stored for a while. From the first 3 to 6 months, the shochu will eliminate the component that produced as gas smell. From 6 months to 3 years in aging, the quality of the shochu will be mild, since various aromas components will be produced through diminished chemical reaction. After 3 years, the shochu will have a unique flavors because the aromas component is condensed. So you have a great shochu from 3 years aging. This aging shochu is often stored in a kame, a kind of jar, which can be made of earthenware, glass, or stone. And we know earthenware jar It's very interesting because it gives more freshness and authenticity and a bright shochu. The kame has no handle. Placing shochu into the kame will make the shochu taste mild because of the many pores on the surface of storage of vessel. Very interesting. The same thing for the wine. If you want to compare, if you age a wine in a earthenware jar, it will be more tonicity, more freshness, more powerful, more brightness. I love this kind of jar. Maturation and bottling. So after unprocessed shochu is matured, it's filtered, then bottled as genshu for the alcohol level as is adjusted by adding water for other imo shochu like shiraman. For example, if we don't add water at the end of aging, it's a genshu, so it's straight shochu. But if we add water, so the water added to adjust the level of alcohol. For example, the original shochu has an alcohol level 44 to 60%. So water will be added to reduce the alcohol content to approximately 24-25 for Otsuri shochu and 35 to 36 degrees for Koryu shochu. Koryu shochu has a higher alcohol content than Otsuri shochu, as you can see, because it's usually mixed with other beverage to make cocktails. So that's why the Koryu shochu is a bit high in alcohol. After so the bottling for on the left with add the water, and on the right straight shochu genshu, no alcohol added. And after the shipping, of course. One of the most important parts here, this is the GI. I love the GI and the geographical indication of shochu. Only in Kyushu, and it's a long part, and we can see together how the Japanese government makes the classification of the shochu and what is the rules, because we have many rules. First, the GI is Iki. Iki was designated in June 1995, revised in February recently 2018. It's a Iki city. It's an island in Nagasaki Prefecture. It's a single distilled shochu, Iki, so by barley. It's meant barley, as refreshing and aromas, and body sweet flavors of rice koji. Moreover, Iki has a fresh mouthfeel enhanced by the water in Iki. So Iki, it's a blend of pure water, fresh water, dynamic, bright, and barley. The Iki Island, this is the birthplace of the wheat shochu. Very important, this little island, but so important in Japan. So June 1995, I can say something, it's 10 years before the first GI for Japanese sake, Akusan. 10 years before. Iki City, in Nagasaki Prefecture, is located in an archipelago centered on Iki Island in the Gekan Sea, north of Kyushu. The Iki City is a region that have plentiful groundwater refined by its basalt layer over the years. The underground water in Iki City promotes fermentation, enhance the flavors of Iki barley, and we have a fresh mouthfeel at the end using the warimizu, the water added to shochu to adjust alcohol content at the end. So the water we add at the end of distillation, of aging, this water, warimizu, is so important, the tactile sensation of this shochu. Moreover, Iki City has the longest history to produce barley shochu in Japan. Iki is traditionally made with the rice koji and barley from ratio 1 and 2. So it's important. This traditional method of production is one of the factors that have firmly established for the characteristic of Iki. The ingredient and rules: barley, rice koji, the wet ratio and koji and grain for moromi it's 1 and 2. Water collected in Ikisiki only, so the water comes from Ikisiki only, must be produced, stored and bottled in Ikisiki, Ikisiti, in Nagasaki Prefecture. Must ferment the first moromi made for the koshu water and then further ferment main moromi made by adding steaming grain and water to the first moromi. After that, the main moromi must be distilled in a single distillation pot. This is the rule of Iki Shochu GI, the first GI in Japan. In the same time, the second GI at the same moment, June 1995, in Kuma, so Kumamoto Prefecture, Kuma District, and only Itoyoshi City. So only these two parts of Kumamoto Prefecture. It's a rice shochu with a mellow sweetness derived from rice. This single distilled shochu Kuma has a refreshing aromas and a mellow sweetness enhanced by rice. Kuma produced in an atmospheric distillation of a toasty aromas, pellicular to rice, and Kuma produced in a vacuum distillation, so with a less temperature, is in a fruity aroma. So we have two ways of distillation with two different results for the rice shochu. The Kuma district and the Itoyoshi city in Kumamoto are located in the Kuma basin, surround the Kyushu mountains in the central part of Kyushu. So the average temperature is low in winter, and the difference in temperature between daytime and nighttime is quite extreme despite low latitude in this area, in fact. In addition, the water of Kuma River flowing through the Kuma basin is soft water and well suited to produce shochu. Kuma takes advantage on this water to bring out mellow and sweetness derived from rice. So in fact, Kuma shochu, it's a bit like a prolongation of tasting of Japanese sake in mouth and in flavors, but with the deepness of alcohol distillation. Rice koji made in Japan. This is the rules of the Kuma GI. Water collected only in Kuma district and Itoyoshi city. Must be produced, stored and bottled in Kuma district and Itoyoshi city. Must distill moromi fermented by rice koji and water only, or by rice, koji and water in a single distillation pot. Just to note, moromi fermented by rice koji and water must be made by adding rice koji and water at its first moromi and then further fermented. The GI Ryukyu in Okinawa, it's a bit different. So this is the same like Kuma from rice, but a bit different because the single distillate shochu Ryukyu is a rich flavors by proper amount of oily components derived from rice koji, in particular the koshu. So aged koshu stored from 3 years and more, produced by atmospheric distillation, has a dense aroma with is harmonious mixture of sweet vanilla aromas, mitsukake mushroom, aromas obtained from rice and enzyme from black koji mold. Of course, if we use a koshu, it's a bit more complex. The water in Okinawa is hard and contains a lot of minerals to promote the activity of microorganisms. In mouth, it's water deep, intense, and full body, the Ryukyu shochu. Furthermore, it said that inhabitants in Okinawa Prefecture has obtained various techniques of cultural exchange with the trade countries from the Ryukyu Kingdom period. Is it also said that method of producing distilled liquor was the first introduced from Southeast Asia and the Chinese continent over 500 years ago. The ingredient, of course, of Ryukyu, rice koji, water collected in Okinawa Prefecture, must be fermented, distilled, and stored bottled in Okinawa, extreme south. Must distill moromi fermented by the rice koji water in a rice distillation single pot. Designated for the last one, the last GI, it's Satsuma. Satsuma, 10 years before, after December 2005, Kagoshima Prefecture, but all the prefecture except Amami City and Oshima District. The single distilled shochu Satsuma is made for a high quality of fresh sweet potato because this is a place for sweet potato, Kagoshima Prefecture, which can be obtained easily because Kagoshima Prefecture is also the good sweet potato production area, the best of Japan, you can say. Satsuma has a sweet flavors harmonized with a rich flavors aromas, exotic, I feel sometimes, a smooth mouthfeel, even just after distillate. There are many regions with a good drainage and through the low growth groundwater levels in Kagoshima. Kagoshima has been a well-suited place to grow sweet potato and becomes the largest production area in Japan since mid-Edo period. It's a kingdom of sweet potato. This is why Kagoshima Prefecture maintaining supply of sweet potato is an ideal area for producing sweet potato shochu. The production technique of Satsuma has largely developed and disseminated, which taken a lead by the Kagoshima Prefecture Industrial Technology Center. The rules of Satsuma: sweet potato produced in Kagoshima, rice koji, sweet potato koji made from sweet potato. Water collected only in Kagoshima must be produced, stored, and bottled in Kagoshima Prefecture, and must distill moromi fermented by koji, sweet potato, and water as a single distillation, except Amami City and Oshima districts. When we speak about Satsuma and Kagoshima Prefecture, I would like to share with you my trip in the Sakurajima Island. So in front of you, you have the volcano and the island of Sakurajima. And here, this is Kagoshima City. So it's not so far on this island. So you can see it's a very active volcano that erupts daily. So every day we have an eruption in Sakurajima. And when I was in this island, it was a great explosion. Volcanic soil are not good for the rice, but very good for sweet potato. Leading cultivator for sweet potato since Edo period, as we see before, but especially one of the best in Sakurajima. This is a production of sweet potato. So on your right, this is the soil. So we are inside Sakurajima, this bell island with a volcano, and it smells sulfite of volcano in all this island. After you can see here the sweet potato is dried, dehydrated, but it's a high quality. It's absolutely fantastic. After we press the sweet potato, we press after, and have the juice of sweet potato here. And we had this juice of sweet potato in the moromi made by rice koji, water, yeast, and juice of sweet potato. We saw that before in my explanation of process, but I think it's very clear like that. You can see that it's very clear. And after, of course, here all the tank in earth weight. You can see here earthen weight. So very interesting jar. It was a great moment to see that. A great Akagura. the traditional service according to the GI. We have here in this area a Kuma Shochu drinking set. Name is Gara and Shoku. This is a traditional set to drink Kuma Shochu, so from rice. Sakurajima have a specific vessel, drinking vessel of Kagoshima. It named the Kuro Joka. Here, this is a great service again. And so Ryoku Awamori drinking set, the Karakara of the south. It's a traditional set to drink as the Awamori in Okinawa Prefecture. I think it's interesting. The way of service, it's a bit interesting because it's two different ways. In fact, straight up, so recommended for all the Otsuri Shochu, Imo, Kome, Mugi, and Mugi Shochu, and that one. But there is not be water added, cold or hot. For me, I prefer to set in a glass, cold, with no water, to see the real authenticity of the shochu. Since you can directly taste the unique characteristic produced from the raw materials, the straight-up method is recommended for all Otsuri shochu that has its own clear or rich taste. The same serving method also works well for aged shochu. Since straight shochu has a high alcohol content, it is best consumed with a cheddar. It's the best to drink with a cheddar, so occasional sip of water. Clean taste shochu has to be chilled. So when you have a delicate shochu, not necessary to drink at room temperature, it's better to chill. But at the opposite, when we have a rich taste of shochu, we have to drink at room temperature. So to preserve these flavors. With a clean taste shochu, drink at room temperature, we can feel alcohol. So I preserve, don't feel alcohol with the freshness and the cold service temperature. The other way of service is on the rack. On the racks, very interesting in Japan, recommended for kokuto, so it's sugarcane shochu, the mugi barley shochu. The shochu served chilled with ice make you feel refreshness. So traditionally in Japan, the young men and women prefer drink like that. It's not the best gastronomic way to taste shochu, but it's the most popular way to taste shochu. Basically, they often serve the shochu on the rack for the aged mugi, the shochu of sweet potato also, which made with a koji mold that brought a very fruity taste. Generally, shochu has been poured in ice and mixed well. When the ice melts into can be also enjoyed because it offers a taste difference and makes the original beverage. So if you want to find the only unique authenticity taste of shochu, of course we don't have to put rocks, ice rocks. Good and transparent ice must be used. In the ice should be made with a mineral water, with water that has first been boiled. Big ice cube are recommended if you want to serve in ice cube, of course. Something interesting here with the sake pairing, the shochu pairing, sorry. We have different base. So I speak only with onkaku shochu for the pairing, because for me we have the real authenticity of shochu with onkaku shochu. We have only the great flavors of the main ingredients, and for that it's so interesting. For example, for the sweet potato based shochu, I love to combine it with gravlax, salmon gravlax with agrumas and citrus, because in some ways of of sweet potato shochu, we have these exotic flavors. We have the great freshness and pureness and the exotic link. Shochu pairing her with a sweet potato, I like to make an opposition with a sweet potato, so fresh, refreshing, delicate, exotic, with the smoky flavors of a ham here, a ramon from Belota in Spain. For me, it's a very good pairing, so as an aperitif here and as an appetizer here. I think, I'm sorry, I think I have a question I saw from Manuel. This is the main difference between Onkaku Shochu and Otsui Shochu. So as I said at the started, Onkaku Shochu, it's one distillation and more intense flavors, more full flavors, more authentic, where we feel the main ingredients. And the Koryu Shochu, this is the Koryu Shochu, this is more clean taste, 2 distillation, and we have less aromas. High in alcohol, less aromas, so maybe more interesting with the cocktail mix. This is here a specific thing, an ID for the sweet potato shochu. I love the barley-based shochu, and I have 2 different possibilities. With the barley shochu, I love to make a link with earthy flavors, and we find earthy flavors in 2 different things. On your left, this is a red beetroot mousse. The red beetroot make a link with earthy flavors in your mouth, but keep refreshing flavors. So if we drink a barley shochu cold, of course, also with the pickles, because it's a vinegar taste and the alcohol enhance the vinegar taste of the pickles. And for me, the match with earthy flavors of beetroot and freshness is absolutely fantastic. And I love this combination with barley shochu. But also a more gastronomic way here, the different kind of texture of Paris mushroom. So crumble in a mousse of Paris mushroom, and we plant a few Paris mushroom here and some nuts, as you can see here, like that, with a crumble mousse and all the texture of fresh mushroom. We have all the mushroom. It's absolutely fantastic because we feel the earth, and the barley shochu gives the spicy way in your mouth, both inside in the mouth. And for me, it's a great complicity for a great appetizer, gastronomic appetizer. You have to try that. It's beautiful. The rice-based shochu, have to promote 2 things interesting. Usually, so it's sometimes a sake kazu, also shochu, and with a rice base. I consider this kind of shochu very fresh, very pure, and like a ginjo style, and the flavors, the fennel, anise. So to make this comparison, of course, the oyster, the raw cook, it's interesting. So all the sea food are fantastic because of this freshness, of a good combination. And when we serve a rice-based shochu extremely cold, it's fantastic. After, another gastronomic way, for me, this is the great combination with eggs and caviar. Eggs is still complex to pair. Caviar, we have the iodine taste. Both inside, it's a big classic of French gastronomic cuisine. And mixed together, we have inside the texture, the deepness of the eggs, but the freshness and salinity and salty flavors of the caviar, iodine. It's perfect with a rice-based shochu. For me, it's an experience to try. Not maybe so cold as for the seafood here, maybe a bit more high, like 15 degrees, 16 degrees, 17 will be very interesting because of more flavors. We feel more intense capacity of this shochu in mouth. So I think I will prefer the rice-based shochu for sure. After the second part of the shochu, how we use shochu, so after the table, the 6 pairing, stew, a cocktail has an aperitif or digestive, but maybe here aperitif, and it's a suggestion of shochu cocktail. Sweet potato here, cilantro, so it's you can compare to coriander. 1 cut lime, 1 teaspoon syrup, sugar syrup, and a little bit of soda. Together with the aromas of sweet potato, with the freshness combined with the coriander, so the cilantro, coriander, it's vegetal, refreshing. It's a perfect cocktail for summer and spring. From now, you have to try this cocktail. It's fantastic. I love that. With the barley, it's a bit different. I have a very simple combination, and I love this combination. It's barley shochu and 1 teaspoon of juice of daikon radish. It's absolutely sorry, I forgot the A ici. It's my mistake. Sorry, daikon. Both are fantastic because we feel the earth of the barley shochu, the earthy flavors, spicy flavors, and the daikon radish makes the sensation of earth, but with more freshness. It's bright. It's very easy and simple cocktail, but trust me, it's absolutely fantastic. It's a great experience to propose to the guests, with of course a large cube of ice. With the kome, with the rice koji, the rice shochu, sorry, excuse me. I have a particularity with this one, kome shochu, a large spoon of pink grapefruit jelly, fresh thyme, le thym, pink grapefruit jelly, and a fresh fruit juice, simple syrup, so sugar syrup, gelatin, chopped fresh grapefruit peel. It's perfect because we have all the combination with the kome shochu, the rice shochu, with this pink grapefruit, bitterness, acidity, freshness, fruity. For me, it's a great aperitif also with kome shochu. Awamori, so the authentic shochu from Okinawa Island, sorry. I love something very simple, maybe as a digestive. So my suggestion is to go, instead of the tea or the hot beverage at the end of the meal, we put 50-50 awamori and hot water, like a tea of awamori, and we put some stars of anise stars, anise, sorry, some cloves inside the preparation, inside the cup, and to finish a dinner. It's fantastic. I love this way also to promote awamori shochu. You have to try that. It's very surprising. Star anise inside hot water and awamori, 50-50 awamori and hot water. In my conclusion, after, if you have some question, I can ask to the question. I think you have many questions, but the keys for the European market. First of all, to conclude, I think shochu is not distilled produce. The better thing to say is shochu is between a fermented beverage and a distilled beverage. It's at the middle way of both. Because as you saw, we have a beverage at 25 degrees of alcohol, 25, 27, 29. It's not so high. It's high, but it's not so high for a spirit. So we can't say really it's a spirit, but we have a distillation. So for me, this is the middle way between fermented beverage and distilled beverage. Like that, in the mind of the person, of the European and the professional, it will be more soft, more easier to imagine, more easier to sell to the guests after. So I think it's a very important thing to present as a beverage at the middle way between Japanese sake, Nihonshu, and cognac. If you want to say something. After the great capacity and the great authenticity to present ingredient unique. Distillation of sweet potato, rice, barley. We have a great combination, and this is the most important thing for me, is to smell the authentic product, to have the aromas of the sweet potato, of the barley, of the brown sugar. So it's very important to preserve the authenticity. After, of course, with the brown sugar shochu, because we have some brown sugar shochu. For me, it's important to be different of rum, because we have many rum in America, some great rum, and to make the comparison, it's complex because rum is so important in the world. So it's to say we propose a sugar cane, but as a different way, as a Japanese way. So don't promote the sugar cane shochu like a rum, but really like a specific beverage. After, the question is the aging in barrel. Sometimes I tested the shochu aged in a barrel of bourbon of US, of course, and I have to say it's not a good idea to age in this kind of oak because it's too intense. When we have an oak barrel of bourbon, it's so woody, so intense, so full, and we feel nothing except the barrel. We can, of course, you produce some shochu aged in barrel, but not in bourbon. I love the way to imagine a barrel of Sauternes, Rérès, more interesting, but bourbon is too intense, and I think we lose the identity of the original taste of Onkaku shochu, and we go with more marketing way of shochu. For me, it's not a good idea to age in this kind of barrel, but I know it's a very long discussion in Japan because many producers use the bourbon barrel. For me, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. Of course, after we can maybe have different questions together, and I can ask to you to propose me some question, but we stay open for that. Also for the European market, the most important thing is to have a label easy to read. It's not easy for us to read the kanji. We don't understand the kanji. So use maybe a Romanji style, something more easy to read, to understand, maybe in French, Italian, Spanish, only in English. It depends on the market. But I think if you want to have a market, it's in English minimum in English, minimum. And after, if you're in French, it's better for us, but it's important to be clear like that. I have, I think, a question. Yeah, Southern barrel, yeah. I trust in a Southern barrel for the shochu. The combination of the flavors of Southern, for me, make a perfect match. And I think you have to try specifically with a sweet potato shochu, because I think we have in this exotic way something interesting. So yes, I think it's a good idea. Do you have me some question? We can ask the question on the chat, maybe if you want. Yeah, it gives sweetness too, absolutely. It gives a touch of sweetness in mouth, but more at the nose. It would be very interesting. I trust in that. Or maybe, yeah, all the sweet wine with personality. So maybe in Tokai, in Hungary, aged in a Tokai barrel. Why not? In a gonk, we say in Hungary. So maybe I think it's interesting. If you have some question, maybe Anna, if we have some question of this on this seminar, is it clear for you? Oui, en Nihongo aussi, hein, Nihongo demo. Oui, n'hésitez pas. You can ask a question in French, in Nihongo, or in English, of course. All the producer, I think I have a question of the house Dayame, who asked for me what is the best way of aromas to promote shochu in Europe. We have two schools for that. It's a difficult question, but two schools. The first school, as I said, this is to preserve the authenticity of the primary ingredient, the main ingredient, shochu, barley, or rice, or sugar brown, or maybe to have, this is the other possibility, but an exotic fruit. I know sometimes with the yeast or with the combination with the sweet potato and yeast, we have some exotic flavors like pineapple, like peach, like grapefruit, citrus. Absolutely fantastic. This is, I think, a good key to open the market. And also, the most important thing for the European market on the taste, this is a fresh taste. No alcohol sensation in mouth, not too hot in alcohol. To preserve the freshness in mouth, this is the main solution, I think, to have a good possibilities to sell your shochu in France. So less alcohol, less sensation of alcohol is perfect. I think if you have other question, or is it clear for you, please don't hesitate. I just tell you, we have the first competition of shochu entirely dedicated to shochu by Coramaster this year. It will be July 12. So we have now more than 100 different shochu present on the start list. And one of the greatest barman will be here. And it will be a great day. And for the first time, a unique shochu competition, shochu contest in France. So be careful to this new opportunity to sell shochu in France, I think, with a medal. I think now we don't have more questions. I wait, but I think it's finished for the question.
if there is no question, actually, I have 3 questions to
Okay.
you. And
Okay.
the first of all, when was the first time to taste shochu at Aomori? And at the time, what was your first impression? 私からの、グザビエさんへの質問は、本格焼酎と青森を一番最初に試飲したのはいつでしたかということと、一番最初にテイストを、試飲したとき、飲んだ時の第一印象はどんなものでしたかという質問です。
The first tasting, I was lucky because it was in Kumamoto, in Kyushu Island, so in the heart of shochu production. I feel something authentic, very fruity, very enjoyable aromas, with a great identity. But to be honest with you, my first impression was to be careful to don't confuse for the French public shochu and sake, because for us it's sometimes a bit difficult to see the difference. So I love that, but I say not yet. And last year I come back in Kyushu Island, Kagoshima, Oita, Fukuoka, and I say, okay, now French public are ready to taste, because there is no confusion, and I see all the diversity, the complexity of this beverage, and really I love now this authenticity and the capacity of shochu with gastronomy and cuisine.
Thank you. And the second question is, what are the attractiveness or appealing point of Honkaku Shochu and Aomori to the international market? Although you explained during the seminar just before I asked you.
Yeah. For the international public, I can say, shochu is new, in fact. In Japan, it's very famous, but for all the rest of the public, it's new. So we don't have a culture of shochu. So I think shochu brings something new, something authentic Japanese, and this is a real powerful. This is a new beverage in the world, for the world, and you bring something new for the mixologists, for the sommelier has an aperitif, pairing, or a digestive. All around the world, we love Japan and we love the culture, the cuisine of Japan. So I think, yeah, shochu is different, and this is why shochu can be sold very well, because it's unique. But you have to present that as a beverage between fermentation and distillation.
Thank you. 2つ目の質問、私からの質問は、本格焼酎と青森の、海外でのマーケットにおいて、魅力であったりアピールのポイントは何でしょうかというものです。で、最後に私からの質問は、フランス、そして海外での、本格焼酎青森が成功するための、秘訣もしくは大事なポイントは何でしょうかというものです。My third question is, what kind of elements or points which will be required to success for Honkaku Shochu and Aomori in your country and in the world?
Yeah, the key point, and I said first of all, this is to clearly explain what is shochu for not confusion. So it's not a Japanese vodka. All the things I said at the starter. To demonstrate the capacity of shochu to be an alcohol of bar. For example, use the classic cocktail with shochu. I explain. maybe we can imagine a dry martini without vermouth, but with the shochu of sweet potato, for example, to propose a dry martini with a shochu. To propose a barley shochu in a Manhattan. So instead of a bourbon, we use a barley shochu. Why not? It's interesting. So demonstrate that the most famous cocktail in the world, Americano, Manhattan, dry martini, can be twist with shochu. I think it's a very good open door. And after it demonstrates the real interest of mixologist barman to the shochu. And after promote a glass of shochu. Maybe some producer saw a few days ago in France, we have a new glass of shochu who was created by Philippe James. Beautiful, like a bowl, this with a fruit and a bowl, glass, and promote the way of service as a wine, like a great glass of shochu, straight, fresh, no ice, but in a glass of wine for the pairing. Start to imagine shochu with all the most famous chefs and all the most famous combination with cuisine. I think it will be a fantastic key to open the market in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So you can we can start, and I think now the market is ready for that. The corona virus is bad but good for the barman because they can start to reflection with another kind of product because they are change their mind, and I think it's a perfect moment to promote shochu in the world because barman and the beverage professional have more time now to study, to listen, to taste, and to after work with shochu. So I'm sure of that.
Yes. Coronavirus could be unlucky or lucky to study or learn new range.
It's an opportunity.
Yes.
It's an opportunity because you have the time to study and to see something new, to start to interest something new, because when we work every day in Paris or New York, the life is very fast. It goes very fast, so we don't have time to learn and to see something new. Now we have the time, so it's perfect now, I think.
Yes, exactly.
I think I don't have other question. Maybe some producer want to ask a question or on other persons. Is it clear for you?
他にご質問のある方いらっしゃいますでしょうか?
Ah oui, c'est en français. C'est en français. Oui, Manuel, pas de souci. Je t'appelle et on voit ça ensemble. Aucun problème. Aucun problème. Pas de problème. Je t'envoie ça. Bon, écoutez, je crois qu'on a toutes les questions. Plus personne ne veut poser de questions. Nobody for any other requests. Manuel, je m'occupe de toi juste après. On s'appelle. It's okay. Bon, okay, it's okay. So just to tell you, we have the next session of Sakeist appointment with a webinar. It's 29 of April, on Friday, 29 of April, and it will be on the sparkling sake, all the diversity of sparkling sake. It will be very, very interesting, I think. So I hope to see you on this fantastic session. We will have a great work to show you with the sparkling sake. So another different world.
Another world of sake.
The world of sake. World of Sakeist. It's okay?
Yes. So the next session will be 29th of April on Thursday at same time, 8 p.m. or JST. And once we prepare, we will send invitation to register our webinar very soon, I hope.
With pleasure, with pleasure. Arigato. Merci à tous, merci beaucoup. Et au 29, avec plaisir. Merci.
Thank you for everyone for participating.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. ありがとうございました。
Thank you. Goodbye.